Hey guys, it's Jackie from Homeschool Hangout by Nerd Family, and today we are going to answer a shockingly common question. Can I homeschool someone else's kid? If you like these kind of homeschool videos, or just like me, it's okay. Do me a favor, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up while you're thinking about it. And let's jump on in. So yes, for some of you, you're going to say, why would you ever want to homeschool someone else's kid? But it is a frequent question. It has always been a question I've gotten occasionally in previous years. But since the coronavirus and more people are facing the issue of distance learning and not wanting to deal with the school's hoops while they distance learn, but other people having to work outside the home full time, more and more people are wanting to come together and homeschool each other's children. But can you do that legally? To steal from The Simpsons, this is a frequent line in my house. Short answer, no with the but. Long answer, yes with the maybe. Legally, when you file your homeschool paperwork, you are not allowed to legally homeschool anyone else's child. What does that mean? You are legally not allowed to be responsible for the full education of another person's child outside of a proper schooling system. Now, that proper schooling system may be a giant private school, or it could be a public school or a charter school or whatever school system. But for independent homeschooling in California, you cannot legally homeschool someone else's kid, period. That said, let's talk about what you can do instead. You can legally tutor someone else's kid. Yeah, that's right. Somebody's got a problem with math, you teach them math. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. You can teach an official class. My children personally have always taken choir. They've taken art. They've taken piano. They've taken science from a very well-respected local teacher around here. And if you want to get into Chris Belt's science class, let me know. I'll connect you with her if you're in Fresno. She's phenomenal. When I met her, she was teaching college. But we've always sent our kids to Chris Belt's. We pay her, and we get a class. That's it. You can legally teach a class to other kids. You can just have a kid over while you're doing school. So here's the deal when it comes to legally homeschooling. Legally, you can't be responsible for educating someone else's child. They don't have to be home certain hours. They don't have to have their parents watch them do their homework. They don't have to even have their parents pick out the book. But the parents have to be responsible for it. So, for example, if you were in public school and you sent your kid over to a friend's house every day after school and they did their homework there, that person's not responsible for educating your child in a legal sense, but that person is actually educating your child. It's totally cool. When I was a kid, working moms did it all the time. Instead of paying for daycare, which some few people did, a lot of people just found a local mom who was already staying home, whose kids were in your kid's class, and your kid would go over and play with them and do their homework. Sometimes that meant those parents were doing science experiments. My mother never had this arrangement. We had a kid who came over for a year, but I never got to go to anybody's house. But that didn't mean the kid was in your school. So you can have them over and do school and say, hey, they can bring their own homework, or I'm doing Singapore math for the 3rd grade, whatever you want to call it. You can do that legally. The last option is also doing a co-op type situation. And no money really exchanges hands unless you're in a big co-op and you pay to join the association. But lots of parents get together and say, I'm going to teach history, you're going to teach math, you're going to teach English, you're going to put on a play. 4 families, they rotate what they teach, and they rotate when they teach and all that good stuff. You can totally do that. Because in all of these situations, the parent of the child is the legal responsible party for the education of the child. Now, if you're a certified teacher and you want to do some sort of certified teaching homeschool situation, That's an entirely different form. That's an entirely different video that exists in the state of California. I don't know what the hoops are to jump through, but I do know that the movie studios used to do something like that, and they don't anymore, often. Now, a lot of the studio kids are all homeschooled. So I don't know how complicated that is, but that's a different thing entirely. If you happen to be a teacher, it doesn't matter. Homeschooling is legally the parent's responsibility, but who they have helped them and how they do it is up to them. So, can you homeschool someone else's kid? No with the but, yes with the maybe. I hope this helps. I hope this gives clarity. If you're in a position where you can help somebody else, it's wonderful if you can, but you're also under no obligation. I know a lot of people come to me, I think, to ask this question just so that I would say, no, legally you can't. I say that. I know that I've had people ask me that question. But if you can, it's a great blessing. And if they end up paying you for childcare, that's a different thing if you're doing it to make money. Let me know if there's any more questions regarding this that I can help you answer, or just any general homeschool questions. Leave me a comment down at the bottom. I'd love to chat with you. And you can also always find me over at Nerd Family on Facebook and Nerd Mom on Twitter. There is a Nerd Family Twitter also. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.